All right. Well, we're going to start this off. This is a collaboration between Black Summit Podcast, Gibberish and Ramblings, and
Close enough.
Ramblings and Gibberish,
Doesn't matter.
and Witts End Podcast. So today we are going to talk about a couple of things, hopefully, but we're going to start off with the Supreme Court.
Yeah, welcome to the show, America 250, right? We are here,
Fuck yeah.
and it's July 4th.
Fuck yeah.
It's July 4th.
That's right.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Woo, we're all festive. I
Yeah,
like
we're all
that we all got
festive.
the American flags,
Yeah.
We
Woo!
out here.
And I think it's important to note that I showed up with nothing, and they showed up with all this stuff, and I'm like, oh yes, God, they're rocking the American.
Where's your flag?
It's right here. It's right here.
There you go.
I know what it looks like. Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, Black
Yeah.
Summit Podcast and Witts End and nonsensical gibberish or whatever.
There it is.
You're emceeing this thing, or are you gonna?
I'm gonna MC it.
He's
so,
gonna get us started. So
Okay.
So we're gonna start with
Just like a white man, Steve just walked in and took charge. Just
Oh,
so
yeah,
y'all know.
yeah.
He didn't like just look. He
that's
let
all right.
he let Brooks set all this stuff up, and he sat at the table and he oversaw the whole thing just like a white man. And then we said, well, who's going to be in charge? And of course, Steve, the white man, says, I'll be in charge. Like, he didn't even consider what that might feel like to some
That's
of the-
right.
We ain't even started. He throwing you under the bus.
I know
already.
he's a
Right.
dick.
I thought y'all was bringing the fire. Come on.
Got to bring the fire.
All right,
Yeah.
so Supreme Court. We're right now. They're talking about not doing term limits, but adding more justices. Correct?
Correct.
Because they're saying.
Who's talking about that?
Well, I believe the judicial branch right now. They're
The judicial branch is not somebody that's talking about that right now.
So
who's talking
who's
about
talking about it?
Who's talking about it? These
Well,
are the
here-
kind of specifics that matter.
No, but here's the thing.
Are they people of influence or are they commentators on TikTok? Is it the leading presidential candidate for the 2028 Democratic?
No, because you
is,
you
by the way.
can't
She's called for
really
it, yeah.
talk about it because people will start accusing you of things, and then they try to do certain things in order to discredit you. Now, doesn't need to happen.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Go ahead.
Identifying the source of the facts that we are discussing is a
Well,
very important aspect.
listen, people
we should
have been-
identify the source
first
of
of
the
all-
facts we're talking about before we even talk about the facts.
Let's talk about
The
this.
source matters, just as much, if not
Okay,
more.
so who's the source? The source.
People-
you
I'm
said
at you brought it up. I'm
Okay.
not playing this game where you
Okay.
say
First of all,
they're
so-
saying this and like,
No, no.
no, fuck that. Who's saying it?
So what you
And
would-
what are they saying?
So it's the presidential nominee for 2028 Democratic.
Which
nominee?
is
AOC, right?
did AOC say it? Does anybody know? I'm
No,
not trying to
I
put
heard
y'all in a god.
AOC
If you
say
don't know, say
Well,
I don't know
no.
everything.
Hold on, wait a minute.
It's okay.
Because here's the thing. What you won't be honest about is that people have been talking about this for years. Talking
Who?
about getting rid of the filibuster. I can
Hold
name
on.
a million people.
Okay, the
Let me-
filibuster
no,
is the
hold on. Wait a
legislative
minute.
branch.
Wait a
He's
minute.
talking about the judicial
Hold on.
branch.
Let me talk about Martin Luther King and how he talked about it. All right. No, you want to get specific,
I'm
brother.
okay. I'm okay with Martin
I'ma
Luther
tell you,
King. Let's
there's
talk
a
about
clip.
Martin Luther King.
You
I
can
don't know
look
how
this
we
clip
went
up.
from packing the
No.
Supreme Court
First of
to
all,
Martin
no,
Luther
you
King
like-
while
Well, you were
searching for the
asking
facts
for
of who
sources.
said what. I
Wait.
don't know how we got there, but we
You-
got there.
you
Let's
like-
talk-
because
he
you
wants
want-
to talk about Martin Luther King. Let's
Because
talk
you
about
want to
Martin
be
Luther
asked for
King.
specific.
sources.
Yes, I
If
do.
you want to
Just
get
trying to bring up
specific,
I don't know how the fuck the
I can
modern
start-
Democratic presidential.
Let me tell you,
I don't know who said what
Let me
has
see.
to do with Martin Luther King.
let's talk
Let me hear
about Trump 3 months ago talking about it
Now we on Trump,
himself.
dog. Now we on Trump.
Listen, who do you
All we
want me
was
to-
trying to do is get to the facts.
Who do you want me to-
All we was trying to do is get to who said what, and
But-
now we on Trump.
But
Now we
listen,
on Trump. Now we on MLK.
who do you want me to name?
I want
But
you to
who-
say I don't know. That's all I want you
no,
to
no,
say.
No, because
Well, I
I do
don't.
know.
Who said it then?
There's
Who said it and who said what?
A ton of people have been talking
Give me
about
one
this for
name.
years. I just gave you Trump. I just gave you Martin Luther King.
About
What?
packing the court?
Yes, brother.
Who? Trump said pack the court.
Yes,
When
they
did
were
he say
talking
that?
about it.
Who?
3 months ago.
He said pack the court.
Yes, they were talking
I
about
think you
doing
are
that.
wrong about that.
No.
Somebody
They were
Google
talking
that
about
shit
doing
right
it.
now.
They were
Okay,
talking about
so-
getting rid of the filibuster
Somebody
because,
Google that shit
because
right
the
now.
Supreme Court
Who is that?
that
Trump
he
was saying it?
appointed. Wait a
Trump
minute.
was
Let
saying
me finish.
Okay, you're saying Trump
The
was saying it?
Supreme Court that he appointed wasn't doing the things that he wanted them to do because he wanted to be a king. And
Did Trump say I want to
no,
be a king?
he
That's
just
what he said?
he was
No,
talking
that's
about
not
how
his
he
words.
was going to Get rid of the filibuster and put more justices in that motherfucker.
Trump said,
Yes, Donald Trump
Okay. I know what
suggested
it
that
is.
he should.
Go ahead. Read it.
Donald Trump suggested that he should be the one to pack the Supreme Court. He made the remark in a social media rant on True Social after expressing anger.
I didn't know that. That's what I wanted you to say a minute
Hold on.
ago.
That- wanted me to say that.
Let him finish reading.
that
Go ahead.
conservative justices he personally appointed voted to strike down his global tariffs and appeared skeptical of his
Boom.
executive actions
Okay.
on birthright citizenship.
Okay.
You wanted
Are
me
you
to
ready?
get specific.
No. Let's. You got me in
So
a gotcha moment. So I'm gonna give you what you want. Are you ready?
people. I got multiple.
Are you ready?
People. I've been talking
Yeah,
about this
I'm
for
trying to
years.
agree, and
I've been talking
he
about
can't
this
get to that point
filibuster
of, hey, we
for
reached a
years.
point of
This
agreement.
is America 250.
But how are you asking?
And we gonna
him if
tell
he
the
agrees?
truth right here.
How are you asking him if he agrees?
I wanted him to identify the source of his argument. That's all it was.
But he did.
And why did we have to go through MLK
America.
for that? Why did we have to go through the Senate
Because you wanted
for that?
to know a specific
I wanted
person.
you to say who said that
So I get-
about packing the
Okay.
court.
Okay,
so
but
we
then-
got through
so regardless,
Let
we
me
got-
talk about
we got
MLK
there.
for
Didn't
a
I
minute.
give you a specific
we got
person
there,
though?
It took us 20 minutes to get there.
Beautiful.
Right.
20 minutes.
But we
Let's
got there.
go.
Okay, so do we think that packing the
Donald
Supreme
Trump
Court
is wrong.
Okay. All right. So basically we figured out the source is in a way.
Packing the court is a bad idea.
Packing the court is a bad idea in your opinion. Is packing the court a bad
No,
idea
it's
in your opinion?
Yes.
And how about you, Josiah?
I mean, I'm gonna talk for a while if I have to answer this question.
You didn't just talk for a while?
I'm just saying.
You need to respect the space.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
I'm laughing because it's me
Let me-
saying that. I'm laughing. I'm waiting for you to go. I know you ain't saying that, Matt.
I think that right now the Supreme Court is unbalanced. And in America, we need to be balanced. We need to have some type of balance. So yes, I'm for it. I'm for packing that motherfucker. Because
What's the
we
purpose
need
of the
to-
Supreme Court?
Listen, first, hold on. Let me finish my thought. You know, you ain't letting me finish my thought.
Finish your thought.
We need to have a balance. When we
Why?
now have how many conservatives versus
There's 9 on the Supreme Court. It's 6-3.
Okay, that's not a good balance. Okay, when these people are making decisions on America and the future of America, we need to have people who know what's going on. Like a lot of these people, they make a ton of money. They don't know what it's like to go fill up your gas tank. Okay? They don't know what it's like right now to go buy groceries.
And none of them grew up poor.
And they're out here,
None
wait a
of them
minute, and they're out here making decisions for people who have to do these things.
Yeah.
And they're making the wrong decisions,
Yeah.
a lot of
They're
them.
interpreting the Constitution
so-
as lifelong experts.
And so when we have
That's what
this
you're
going on, when we can overturn Roe versus Wade, and we can enforce laws on people, and we can't separate state, from religion, right? The government from the religion, okay? Something's wrong there. That's
So
all
you
I'm
think
gonna
this
say.
should be
This is why I
turned
say
on?
leftism is a mental illness.
No.
We should-
There's
okay.
so much shit
I'm
that's
not
wrong
even
with
left.
what you just said.
I ain't even left.
The bedrock
But hold on,
foundation
hold
of
on.
the
I'm
things
just
that you
comment-
believe
hey.
are not connected to
Y'all love to
reality.
talk about common
That's
sense.
why-
I'm about
it's
common
why
sense,
guys,
baby.
is a mental
remember
illness.
that
I'm
when,
about
when-
common sense.
When two people are talking at the same time
Yeah.
on a podcast, nobody's
Then
hearing
tell you boys to
anything.
shut up.
I'm telling both of you to
He's
shut up for a
talking.
second.
I let him go for a while. I sat there with my arms crossed, being nice and patient.
America
And then he
250.
ain't gonna let me say nothing
I told
back.
you it was
So
gonna
tell
be
you
a
boys
good
to
one.
shut up. I need you
America
to moderate,
250.
moderator.
I'm trying. So here's what I'm going to say because this is my opinion is that we should not necessarily
I'm gonna put
pack
my hat
it,
back on.
but we should definitely not have 6-3. 6-3 is insane.
You guys are talking about the balance between two privately owned and operated corporations on how they should run America. You are talking about a balance between two oligarchy organizations,
Democrats
these two
and
private
Republicans.
corporations
Right.
that are parading as political parties. You're arguing over that they should be balanced with each other when they're interpreting the Constitution of the United States, which is where we get our concept of justice, which is the only fucking thing that keeps a society together. And y'all are so fucking disconnected from reality that you don't understand these two privately operated and owned and funded corporations don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about the corporation. They don't give a fuck about the country. They don't give a fuck about the future. They don't give a fuck about any of this shit. And there's people like you who have been sold these delusions and you're so passionate about, no, we need fairness between the two corporations. There needs to be balance on the Supreme Court. And oh no, we need to make sure that we get our new Communist Party in there to counter the MAGA is and all this shit. You've been sold on the emotional factions of democracy and believing all this demagogue bullshit that's everywhere that you've become useful idiots to the destruction of your own society.
So question, Matt.
Done.
Is the six versus three, it's 6 conservatives and 3 liberals,
Yeah.
right? So how would we feel if it was 6 liberals and 3 conservatives?
He would say, pack that motherfucker. Don't lie.
No, genuine question.
Tell the truth.
How would you feel?
You
It's
would
like,
say
trying
pack
to,
it.
it's like trying to explain how a toilet works to a dog. It's like it's talking to a wall. It's you guys are chained up in a fucking cave watching projections on a wall that are being cast by a fire over some puppets, and you're swearing that that's reality. And I'm trying to tell you that there's sunlight outside
Answer
of
the
the fucking
question.
cave.
He asked you a question.
I'll be
Christ.
100% honest
Ask him
with you.
answer the question.
What was the question again? I will answer your question.
Give
What
me
was
2
your question?
seconds, because one thing I will say, because what you're saying is essentially true. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party are 2 sides of the same coin, right? They are both funded and operated by the same group of people. Period. When you break it down, that's really what it is. It's people that are at the top working actively to divide our country, right? Because if there's division in the country, that means that there's back and forth. That means that there's engagement. That means that there's money being made. Period. Right. The best way to make money in this country is to divide this country. It just seems like that's a fact. Now, what I was asking you, Matt, is how would you feel if the Supreme Court was stacked opposite, where it was 6 liberals and 3 conservatives? Would that change your mind, or would you feel the same way?
No, it changed my mind. I'd say pack as many conservative justices onto the Supreme Court as is necessary to drown out the mentally ill leftists that have
least
somehow
this
managed
motherfucker's
to
honest.
At least he's honest. That's why I love
There
Matt.
is no greater
He's
threat to the
not-
Constitution of the United States than the American leftists that have taken over the Democratic Party. And
So-
the sooner Americans wake up and
Them
realize
boys scared of that.
the sooner we can try to fix it.
So
They
you
scared of New
happy
York,
you happy with the current standards of the Supreme Court right now because it's
No.
6.
I mean, I'm happier than I would be in the other way.
Why you not currently happy?
That's the wrong. I can't. What'd you say? That's a long conversation. Why aren't you happy with the way things are right now? That's a long
Because
conversation.
the way your argument started off, it sounds like you would be even more happy if they got rid of the Supreme Court altogether. The way your
Well, it
argument
depends on who they is, and it depends on why. But I mean, we got to tear all this shit down.
Come on, man.
It's all got to
Well,
be.
Matt,
I'll be
you know
honest
who
with
they
you. I
is.
agree
You
with
can't
him
hear
on
me?
that. I think that
No,
the
just
current
speak more into it.
the current
Bring it
structure
closer.
the current
this?
structure
This
and
is
the
about
current
that,
way of
yeah.
government
Is that good?
is very flawed. It's extremely flawed.
No,
And-
our form of government is as perfect a form of government that can exist in nature.
Okay.
The original design of the Constitution, that's why I say it is the greatest collective achievement in the history of our species, because it's impossible to design a better government than the one that that Americans designed.
Okay. And
So the form of government is sound.
So the form of government is sound, but the implication
Yeah.
and the enforcement of the government currently is what I think is flawed.
We fell to democracy almost immediately.
Okay.
That's what's destroyed America.
Because humans are flawed.
Jackson, right?
So no matter how you write it, it won't never act out the way it's written. Humans are flawed, point blank, period.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that's
what
true
it
of any
is.
form of government.
Yeah,
That's-
yes,
no, that's a good point.
because
But I mean,
humans are flawed.
Life is what happens
Yes,
when you're making
humans
other
are
plans.
flawed. It would
So-
never, you know what I mean?
But the effects of democracy on a republic and the effects of democracy on government have been known since that democracy killed Socrates.
When did
That's what
democracy come into? When did the Democratic Party come into existence? Was it Jackson?
It depends on. See, this is y'all get mad at me for getting so specific,
No,
but
I
you got to
want you to
define
get so
all these
specific.
things that. Well, the original argument of the Constitution was about democracy versus republic,
Okay.
because you're trying to design a government that is the least amount of government possible to maintain order. They tried the Articles of Confederation first, which was a bunch of state governments. Very, very small governments, and it wasn't efficient. You couldn't centralize power, and you got to centralize your national defense. You have to centralize some kind of system to mediate disputes between the states. You know, in various ways, there has to be a higher authority. And that's what the American Constitution was about creating this unique form of government that was the least amount of government possible. The Enlightenment, what the Enlightenment did for the philosophy of government was to say that all government power is corrupt. There is no such thing as an institution of power that is not corrupt. Mm-hmm. We went through this with the church. The Catholic Church became incredibly corrupt, and that's what gave birth to Protestantism. And it's the same thing with feudalism and all of the monarchies. Every system of power that government uses to project its will onto the freedoms and liberties of other people, there's no way to avoid that from becoming corrupt. It's a corrupt thing. It's why Thomas Paine said, government at its best is a necessary evil, and at its worst, it's an intolerable one. The entire American Constitution was about designing a government that was registered in that principle. It was designed to protect against any one person from becoming a king, but it was also designed to prevent any group of people from deciding that those people over there shouldn't be allowed to live the way they're living. They should have to follow my rules, and I'm going to take control of the government and force them to. It's a violation of liberty.
So when
that's what all of the Constitution is about, protecting individual rights. They didn't even want to give a Bill of Rights because they knew future generations would argue over whether or not things that were not in the Bill of Rights were rights. They didn't want to do a Bill of Rights. That's why you have the 9th and 10th Amendment. So go ahead.
And thank you for being so informative.
Check all this shit. I'm not a professor of history. I read a lot, but I forget a lot too. And I get my facts wrong. I'm wrong sometimes. It happens. So you better check everything that you hear from me. Use your phone.
But don't trust AI.
Don't trust nothing. Don't trust nothing. You got to keep reading. Yeah. There is a consistent set of objective facts that exists underneath the subjective interpretations of all these authors, all these sources. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can go read about the revolution in the Encyclopedia Britannica and on AI and in YouTube. I can listen to a professor talk about it. Underneath all that bullshit, there's an objective set of facts that everybody agrees on.
Sure.
That's what you build reality off of.
So my question is when America was created, at first it was 13 colonies that were controlled by the British, correct? Right?
Yeah. It depends on how you define America, because the story of America is everything that exists right now is America, which includes Native American cultures. Mm-hmm. So if we say the history of America, we need to look at what America is right now today and make sure we include that, hey, the history of America includes Puerto Rico, dog.
The history of America includes everybody, right?
Because in the world,
we're the baby of the world.
Yeah,
right?
But if you're talking about that period,
is the youngest country.
Yeah,
right?
But if you're talking about that period of time, yeah.
What I'm getting at is back then, one of the biggest reasons why America became America is because of taxation without representation, and in Washington and the founding fathers basically wanted to get away from being controlled by Britain and paying taxes that they didn't feel they needed to be paying.
It's much more complicated than that. There's an HBO series out there. There's an HBO series out there called John Adams that is Paul Giamatti as John Adams, and it is one of the best miniseries that you can watch.
So take a look at that. Also take a look at The American Experiment on Netflix, because it's very informative. But the issue at hand with history in general is we still learn about history every day, right? History, our historical knowledge has changed from when I went to school to when people are in school right now, right? When I went to school, Christopher Columbus was a saint and everybody loved him. And then looking back on it 20 years later, people are like, no, he wasn't all that great.
I'm trying to let you talk, man, but I'm disagreeing with all this shit.
I know you're gonna say something.
I'm trying to let you talk.
But that's just something that I've noticed is like history doesn't change, but our interpretation of history has changed. All the shit that I know that apparently
y'all don't, it kind of fucking pisses me off because y'all should learn this shit in school.
Go ahead.
So basically, we're being taxed out the ass right now, right? Everything is taxed. And the whole point of the Republic was to diminish that as much as possible to take away government control. But right now, we are completely controlled by the government. Everybody is. You know, you walk outside and you walk down the road and somebody's selling fruit on the side of the road, right? There's law. There's like you have to file for a permit to sell that fruit. You have to do all the ins and outs of the government in order to just survive, right? Everything is controlled. Taxes are taken out of everybody's paycheck after working their asses off for 40 plus hours a week. And then we're paying an exorbitant amount of taxes right out of that, right? So the government is in too much control, in my opinion. What do you think?
I mean, do y'all want to talk? I've been talking a lot. I don't want to monopolize the time.
Did you want to say anything?
You are living inside of a government that is the large. Ask me how many federal laws there are. Somebody ask me. Somebody ask me how many federal laws there are. Anybody.
How many federal laws are there?
There are so many federal laws that they cannot be counted. They cannot be counted. They have tried to count the number of federal laws that exist in the United States government. They can't do it. They tried in the 80s. They commissioned an entire study. It took years. And they came back and they said, you will have died and been brought back to life 3 times and still not know the answer to that question. That was pre 9/11.
Why do we have to have federal laws?
Well, do you want to answer? It's a long conversation.
I want to ask a question. Short answer.
Are you driving to a point?
No, I'm just asking a question. Why do we have to have federal laws?
You can just make your point, man. You
no. I'm just asking.
You don't have to do
I'm just asking.
Why do we have to have federal laws?
I'm just asking a question.
We have to have federal laws because there are federal crimes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all. I was just asking a question.
Does that make sense?
I
want to give you the libertarian answer and say we don't need federal laws.
No, we do.
Because there is an argument to be made for that.
People
but in
are
the modern
abusing,
world, I don't know that we can get away with it.
People are abusing power in this country.
Yes, which always happens.
The reason why we have to have these federal laws is because people are going off and doing their own thing, okay? Which, you could argue some of that is good. But when people start to infringe on people's freedoms and their liberty in this country, that's when the federal government has to step in. Okay? When people
what does freedom and liberty mean to you?
Well, I mean, freedom and liberty means that you can, one, as a black person, be able to go wherever you want to, okay, and buy a piece of land. Not just where redlining comes in and other things come in. Being able to vote, being able to do all these things. These are federal laws that had to be put into place. Okay, this is why the federal government exists.
And voting, is that how you define freedom?
And we could even take this way back. Okay, and we could talk about.
I asked what's freedom and liberty mean to you.
I'm telling you what it
land and voting is what I got.
And this is the reason why we have to have these federal laws. When we see women's rights being taken away. Okay, you got to have the federal government come in and change that. Okay, so
your ignorance of the issues and support of government power to enforce your opinion of these issues is why the government is dangerous.
I'm just saying.
That's why the left is dangerous. It's because you're so ignorant about these things and you're professing that you want the federal government to enforce your perspective onto other people. That's why people like you are so dangerous.
It's
not a racial thing. It's not an identity group. It's not anything. People that are ignorant like you and also support government power in that way are dangerous in ways that only history can instruct.
Conservatives are doing this, but this is why you need the federal government to step in.
So
I'm right.
I disagree.
Speaking of this, in regards to federal government coming in, let's talk about the Texas. Right? Let's talk about Texas and bringing the Bible into the classroom.
Okay. We don't want to talk about what freedom and liberty means?
We can later, but I feel like that's going to be a very long conversation, and I want to stick to this.
Let's stay on.
So,
on point.
So the federal government is there to ensure that everybody's taken care of, right?
No. God, Jesus.
No?
Lord God.
That's the way it's supposed to go.
That's what's written on
Just
paper.
say that again. Say that again.
That's the way that it's supposed to go.
That the federal so the federal government's job is to take care of everyone.
I think it's to protect
is that
people.
what you just fucking
No, hold
said?
on, wait a minute.
Well, not take care of.
It's
but
to
like
protect people who overreach with their power.
It's 250 years.
well, it's
America is 250 years, and
Yes.
this is what
to
you believe
protect
as Americans.
people. This is what it's done.
Well, I'm not
protect
saying I'm
people.
not saying to take care of all people as in like give everybody
From
what they
people
want.
who
and, you know.
overreach with
These are
their
the
power.
people that consider themselves informed, and they're
People
like,
with
they're out
their
there
power.
trying to change minds of voters.
I'm just saying here.
Okay,
Americans.
so
Supposed
anyway,
to keep some
federal
stability
government's
of
job is to
balance.
take care of
But once
stability
again,
of
like I
balance.
said, humans are flawed.
Yes.
So we are beholden to corporations. Some don't want to admit it, and some do admit it. We are beholden to corporations. So there's another good show that comes on called American Greed.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells you, it breaks down how corporations, and then you have illegal bribing, which is lobbyists and things like that. So supposed to be a fair sense of balance. But once again, like I said earlier, humans are flawed.
Yes.
So you will never, ever have a fair sense of balance.
right. And one thing that I will say, because you speak on ignorance, and I understand why you say that, because a lot of people, myself included, have a lot of opinions without having all the information.
And here's
Right.
the thing. You don't need to understand. In America, you're not supposed to have to worry about this shit. It's
You're
not.
not
You have a
supposed to.
job. You have a job.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We've got families. We've got issues. Do you think the farmers that built America wanted to spend time staying informed on the foreign relations with France? They don't give a shit.
This is why we elect people
Right.
to represent us.
Right. And
Yes.
that's
So,
what
yeah.
that's what he's talking about.
Hold on. You stumbled onto something there, and I'm going to let you finish that up. Okay? We elect representatives to make the decisions for us.
Right.
What is the criteria that those people should use to make their decisions?
Well, the Constitution.
Should it be what's the most popular,
It
or
should-
should it be what's best?
It should be what's constitutional, but people are abusing power.
We almost had him.
People are abusing
We
power.
almost had him.
They are.
It's
We almost had-
about
You know
what's
it's right.
It's about what's right.
Are we doing
And
what's
it's-
popular,
and-
or are we doing what's best?
Best. I think that's what it's supposed to be, is what's best.
What do you think?
But honestly, what's popular is not always what's
That's
necessary.
the difference
What?
between a democracy and a republic. And when your elected representatives are going to Congress and they're making decisions based on what's popular instead of what's best, you do not have a republic anymore.
Okay, wait a minute.
You have a democracy.
Time out. What's
100 years
Who
we
is-
are in the consequences of a centuries plus
Let-
all
yeah,
the way
let-
to
let's
250
talk about
years
the
of people
years.
not understanding America.
what?
Okay.
I mean, is America working right now for most people?
No.
For
Depends on how you define that.
And how long have we been doing what's quote unquote best? And who is the best?
Well,
for?
Who
have-
says
haven't-
we have
Who
been doing
is
what's
that
best?
We haven't
best?
been
Who
doing
says
what's
we
best.
have been
Who is
doing
that
what's
what
best?
best
That's what's
is for?
supposed to happen.
Who's it best for? Corporations and all these other people who are getting rich?
You
And
send
that's
these
what's
banks-
happening.
send
But
the
what-
wisest
but what he's
peoples
point-
from your community, your church pastor, your elders that sit on the porch and know everybody's business, the geniuses with PhDs inside of your community. You say, hey, I want you to go to Washington, D.C.
Last
and
time
be
I checked.
informed on the issues.
Last
Study
time I
the
checked.
foreign relationships with
Who
France.
is America
Become an
working
expert
for?
and make decisions.
Who
that
is
are based
America
on
working
what's
for?
Best, not what's most popular. That's what a republic is. That's what a republic is supposed to be.
We've been
We
doing
have
the
not
same
been doing
thing
this
for
probably
years.
ever
Well,
since
you realize
Andrew
what he's
Jackson
saying
and
is
beyond.
what he's saying is
He doesn't
you're
care
not,
what
you're
I'm
not
saying.
wrong.
He's
You're,
got
act-
his
you're
mind.
actually
This
you're
leftism
actually
is a mental
agreeing.
illness.
I'm not a leftist.
You can't get through. They have
I'm not a
been
leftist.
demoralized.
But if you take a step out,
You can't
you
get
guys
through.
you guys are agreeing. Oddly enough, you
No,
just
we're
don't
not.
see it.
He's-
You are
Because I guarantee you still don't understand why
because you
democracy
bo-
is a bad idea and why the Democrats have been doing this since Andrew Jackson. They're
But
still
can-
doing
but
it.
can we
They're
all agree-
manipulating
It's
people.
not even
But
the,
can we all
it's
agree?
not
Shitting
even
all
the-
over the Constitution.
Hold on.
not even
all
the
over
Democrats.
Republic.
Guys, are we
It's Republicans too.
in agreement though that it should be what's best, not what's popular? Can we agree on that?
That's a whole rabbit hole.
that is
if you agree.
that what?
That what the federal government should be doing is what's best.
Elected representatives.
Elected representatives.
That's what they should be doing,
Should be doing,
but
not
they haven't
necessarily
been
as popular. Then they haven't.
They go
which
home
both,
to their
which
million
both
dollar
of you are
mansions.
agreeing on.
They
That's
go
why I
home to
said
their
you're
million dollar
you're on
mansions.
agreement.
They
You're
profit
just not
off of
saying
the
it the
stock
same way.
market.
which party believes in majority rules and which party believes in constitutional philosophy. Which party?
Well, here's the thing.
Democrats believe in
We need
majority
a
rules, and
balance.
Republicans.
We need a balance.
Is the best.
So,
But we need a balance of
if
that.
we agree that elected representatives should be making decisions based on what's best and not based on what's popular, why would you support the party that supports doing what's most popular and not following the constitutional values of a republic? Why would you be Democrats if you can
People,
understand the differences?
But you
All right,
gotta
so let's hear-
understand,
let's hear
man.
Hendricks.
It ain't about Democrat or Republican. They both shitty. Come
They're
on,
the same
man.
shit.
Be real.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Stop that BS right
They
now.
are both shitty.
Both of them
You know
shitty.
it.
One side
Both
is
of them
worse,
shitty,
and
'cause
it's
right
not
now
close.
Republicans are in power and they doing
Yes.
what is popular. Come on,
I'm
man.
with you.
Okay.
So come on, kill
know,
kill
they
us
are
with
both-
it.
and
Just
they are
stop-
both
just
bad.
stop that
Say
right
that one
now.
more time. The
They doing
Republicans
what's
are in
popular.
power.
They in power and they doing what's popular.
What's popular
Come
for their
man.
voters. I
So
agree
come on,
100%.
man. So just cut it. Both sides are shitty.
Okay.
Both sides are shitty.
One side is worse, and it's not close.
All right,
Okay.
let's
If
bring it
Joe
back to
Biden
Texas.
and the open borders and the sanctuary cities have not informed
Both
you
Let's bring
of
it back
who
to
you are
Texas.
supporting,
Or
Let's
shitty.
bring it
they
back
have
to
been
Texas.
demoralized.
Alright,
Leftism is a
Alright.
mental illness.
Cut.
You cannot get through to them.
Cut. We're gonna go
Let's
into
go back to Texas.
Let's talk about Texas.
Go
Okay. So right now, Texas just passed laws where the commandments and the Bible are being taught in school.
Mhm.
Right? Why is that problematic? Why can that be problematic?
Well, actually, that ain't gonna get past till 2030.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
2030 thing.
2030.
So it
4
could be
years from
struck
now.
down
Yes,
before it happens.
it won't
Okay.
take effect until 2030.
So, do you think that the
I'm
Bible
the wrong
should
person
be?
to ask about this.
You're good, but why do you think that the Bible should be taught in schools?
I want to hear what you has to say. He's got
I mean,
an opinion, man.
listen,
Let him
I'm the
give
wrong
his opinion.
person to talk about this.
That
I
means
mean,
you have a strong opinion.
so here's the thing. I think that I'm gonna sound so uninformed because I am. I'm not as informed on this subject, but I think that
I feel bad. I
when
don't know everything either.
when we are in I mean, some of the things that people are teaching nowadays in school, okay, to me has gone too far, and I think that
Is it specifically the Bible you're talking about, or is this other stuff?
no.
Other stuff too?
I'm talking about other things. I'm mainly talking about other things. And I think that some people went too far with some of the things that they were teaching in school. And I think that now we see a response, which, listen, I'm a
Can you get
Christian.
specific about what
Yeah,
you're
let me,
talking
I'm
about?
going to get
Okay,
specific.
I'm sorry.
I'm a Christian. And so, I mean, it's going to be tough for me to really talk about this, but, I do think that, I don't think it's all that bad to have certain things read in the school that have the Bible. I mean, listen, the Bible is a text that's been around for years. And I think that it has a lot of great things in it, and there's a lot of stuff for people to study in it. I mean, you're talking to a son of a Bible teacher, okay? And I remember my dad like crossing out certain words in the Bible and saying, well, this is actually what this means, And so for me, I mean, I'm going to say I'm not against it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, now, how will it be used? If it's used in a very Christian nationalism way,
Probably.
then
What
it's
does that-
probably
what does that
not going to
mean to
be
you?
good.
What does that mean to you?
Now, because, the thing about the Bible is that it can be interpreted in so many different ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so with that, somebody using the Bible can twist it
What does Christian
and
nationalism
turn
mean?
things around. And so, I mean, listen, Christian nationalism, to me, when I think about Christian nationalism, I think about how it was used during slavery and how people were taking passages out of the Bible and saying, you have to be a good servant and obey your master. Okay?
Well,
And
how's
so
that different than using
it can be-
passages about treating people equally
it-
to push equality
It can be used for evil.
and good?
Okay? And so when we have people...
Just like every other tool in
I
the
know,
history of the
I know.
world. Yeah.
When we have people in charge, we're just talking about power and how it's being abused. Okay, now people can take this and abuse this power.
How do you cure corruption?
So,
How do you
anyways,
cure corruption?
that's what I got to say about it.
Kill people.
That's why I say I'm not
Well,
really.
did y'all want to give an
I'm
opinion
not
about
really
the
the
reading
best
Bible
person.
in school?
So
Yeah,
one,
what's your
one thing
opinion on
one
that?
thing for me. So when I was younger and before I got married to my daughter's mom, I actually lived with a pastor for 3 months because he was on that mentality of you guys aren't married, so you shouldn't be sharing the same bed. So even though she was pregnant, we lived in separate places for 3 months, and we got married in his church and whatnot. So that was really nice of him. But my rent was reading Bible passages, right? You can learn a lot from the Bible if you understand how to read it. It's very difficult to read.
Hey, good on that guy.
No, I respect the heck
Good
out
on
of
that
him.
guy.
I respect the heck out of him. He saved me from living on the streets. I can appreciate that 100%. But the thing that's important to understand too is the Bible. There was actually a version of the Bible that's banned because it was broken down into text that was easy for the common person to read. Because the higher powers
That's an oversimplified.
well,
Yeah,
the higher
kinda.
the higher powers wanted of the church wanted to be able to say only the educated and powerful should have all the knowledge of the Bible, and then they can interpret how it gets passed down.
That was kind of the Protestant Reformation, kind of.
Okay, let him finish though.
But my thing is if you're teaching the Bible in Texas, what happens if Mom Donnie decides, well, you know what, that's cool. New York is going to start reading the Quran. We're going to start teaching the Quran in school.
Are you asking me that question?
No, that's
he's
not even
making
a
a
question.
statement.
That's a statement.
Oh.
Like,
Well, no, you said what
well, I
happens
said
when.
what happens when.
Kinda,
That is a
yeah,
question. It's
yeah.
a question. It's a question.
I was
mixed
listening
with-
to you
mixed with
even
the
if you weren't
statement.
listening.
No, you're
while
right.
you were
You're right.
talking.
So basically, the question is would that be okay? If it's okay for in Texas to teach the Bible, would it be okay for Mom Donnie to say, all right, well, New York's going to teach us the Quran because you guys elected me in? So
Did
let's
you
do
want
it.
to talk about it, or do
Well,
you want me to?
I mean, no.
Okay.
I'm
Well-
kind of taking. Look, I'm trying not to monopolize the conversation because
Okay.
there's 4 of y'all, and I've been doing that in the past.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
I'm
actually
trying to be
doing great.
respectful.
Do
You're
your
actually
thing.
doing
Well,
great.
because I have strong opinions about all this shit, and I
You
mean,
have strong
I want to break
opinions?
shit
Let's
down
talk.
for y'all. Like,
Stay
fucking-
focused on like the Texas stuff.
So
and some of what he was
I
saying.
want to. Well, I think it's very, very important at this juncture in this conversation to define what Christian nationalism means to all of you.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: the hijacking of words and the meanings of words is a very, very important part of this demoralization that I keep talking about. How nobody understands what anything means anymore because of the propaganda that's been thrown all across America at each other. Okay, so when I say Christian nationalism, when you say Christian nationalism, when you hear those words,
It
an
means something
image
different,
forms
right?
in your mind. It pulls
What
up some
does
memory
it
or
mean
association.
to you?
To me,
Christian
that means
nationalism.
moral patriot. Moral patriot. That's
Okay.
what that means.
So the first time
That's what the definition of those words mean. Christian comes from a Greek word that means follower of Christ. Nationalism is patriotism with the additional factor of believing that your nation is superior to other nations. That's the difference between patriotism and nationalism. If you talk to some of the academics that try to draw this distinction, and I am a nationalist. America is the best nation on earth. It is the greatest nation to ever exist. We are superior as a nation to every other nation that exists, to every other nation that has existed. America is the single greatest collective achievement in the history of the human species. That's how great this nation is.
So
a
that
moral patriot
what
is what
you
Christian
said is
nationalism means.
broader to the undertone of what he said, what it means to him.
Yes.
What you just said is broad, right? The
Yeah,
greatest, the best.
You say so. It's different. You're saying broad and narrow and out. It's just different.
No. Hold on.
I have a perspective. He has a perspective.
Yeah,
Let him
yeah.
finish.
So I'm gonna tell you what his
Well, I want to
perspective is to
clarify
what you
because what
said,
you're saying,
right?
you're
So
accurate, but
let's move the semantics aside. The
What does semantics
nationalism.
mean?
Come on,
Wait a
man. Let me
minute.
finish.
No.
Stop.
Let him finish.
So what you just said, broader what he said, the undertone of what he said. You saying the greatest, the best nation. In his eyes, is dealing with white supremacy. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that's Now you can feel the way you feel. He can feel the way he feel. Right.
Is
So let's clear to
patriotism
say.
racial?
Let's clear this. Let's say this.
Is
right?
patriotism
So,
racial?
Your
No,
religious.
fuck that. We're
your
gonna talk
religious
about this.
belief.
You ain't gonna shit on my
Your
patriotism
religious
by associating with racism.
Hold on, let him
and
finish.
not have me interrupt you and make you clarify. Is patriotism racial?
Patriotism
Is
is not
patriotism racial? It's
Let me
goddamn
finish.
250th
I think the
birthday.
I think
Let
the
me finish making my
nationalist
point.
portion, the Christian nationalist portion of it, the Christian part,
Which part of those two fucking words is racist?
Hear me out. White supremacists use the Bible
Yes.
to show
A murderer can use a baseball bat to kill somebody. That doesn't mean that's
So-
what it's
so-
for.
so-
I understand that,
And-
but that's what it's been used for.
but that's not how you
Exactly.
define the function of the bat.
In your
Understood.
religion,
No, you're not
and your
wrong.
and your belief.
but do you
Let me ask
see
you
what I'm
something.
saying?
And your belief, right?
Knowing
It's-
the
it's-
objective
it's
reality
clear
that
to
exists.
say
Let him
that,
finish.
dude. Just because you talk a lot, don't mean you know everything.
I-
all right?
but I know more than you, which is
no,
why it's
no, you do
frustrating that you're
not.
not fucking
No, you
listening
do
to
not.
me.
You do
But
not
I'll be
know more
quiet.
than me.
I
No,
do know
just
more
because
than
you
you.
just because you the loudest
No,
and
no,
you
I've
talk a lot,
listened to you talk. I
don't
know
mean
more
you
than
know.
you.
Don't
But I'll
mean
be-
you know
I'll be quiet. I'll
everything,
listen to
right?
you. Come on.
And you have a one-sided mind. So
very-
in your belief, I'm sure Jesus is white, right?
I don't know what race Jesus is.
Yeah, whatever. I'm sure he's white in your belief, right?
Keep telling me
it's
what
safe
I
to
believe.
say-
Come on.
just gonna
it's
get
safe
into
to
Tell me
say
what I
that
believe.
it's safe to say we have 4 people here, right? What's your religion background?
I'm Jewish.
You're Jew. What's yours?
Gross.
I'm
No,
Christian.
kidding.
I'm Christian.
Christian.
Let's stay with it.
I love
Let's
you.
stay with
I love you.
it.
I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
Christian,
I love
right?
that.
That's what I'm saying. We all going to have different takes, right? And you're Christian as well, right?
Yes.
See, me, I'm Hebrew, right?
He black
I'm
Hebrew Israelite?
I'm Hebrew.
No.
BHI?
No,
I'm Hebrew.
No,
He's not
I'm
that.
just asking.
Let him
Hebrew.
finish.
True Jew.
Okay.
That's what we are.
True
I'm
Jew.
Hebrew, right?
Got it.
I'm Hebrew, right? So, to what he was saying, I get what you're saying, right? What they said, the First Amendment, separate church and state, right?
That's not what it was for.
So, what they doing that?
First Amendment's freedom of speech, right?
It's
It's both. It's both.
it's an
But that's not
amendment
what
to
you're
it.
describing.
It's
Separating
amendment
church
to
and
it.
state was not meant to create a secular.
Well, it wasn't meant
No,
to
it
create
wasn't,
it.
but okay.
It wasn't meant to create it. Right? So I understand what his views is for as he's saying for as things what but by bringing it into church, by Bible studies and like that. And I see what you're saying. What if someone is Muslim? Or what if someone wants to read the Torah, right?
Right.
Then you're pushing conservative Christian values on someone who
infringement of
doesn't.
liberty.
Exactly, right?
Right.
Exactly.
And that's my concern with it, right? So I don't think that Christianity.
Which part of what you just described is racist?
Nothing.
I didn't say
That was
nothing,
the
I didn't say
question.
nothing was
How
racist.
is Christian nationalism racist?
Because of how it is
Because of
used.
how it's
That
being
we just
used.
talked
because a
about
murderer
that.
uses
So-
a bat
so
to kill
let's-
someone
no,
does not
so hold
mean
on,
that the
hold on.
purpose
Stay
of a
with
bat
me.
Let me
people.
clarify real quick.
It's a tool that can be
So
used as either
just
or.
keep talking.
let me clarify real quick, right?
Yeah.
So the young man right here feels that I am calling him racist. You notice?
No,
Let me
you are
finish.
calling
Let
this
him finish.
ideology
Let me
racist.
finish.
Let him talk.
Let me finish. Shit, damn. So I've never once used the word racist. I said how he felt about them being the best and nationalism and how he felt about it. And I just said white supremacy. Now, that's his walk. That's in his shoes. You're not walking in his shoes. I'm saying the undertone of how he felt. I never once called you racist.
I did
for how you
interchange
feel.
white supremacy with racism. I did that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I did
All
that.
right, we can agree upon that.
Yeah,
All
those are
right.
called synonyms.
All right.
Just so you know.
You're such a goofball.
Yeah, they have grammar textbooks out there that can
but-
teach
and-
you all this.
but
stuff.
anyway.
Contrary to belief, I
Stop
love
telling me
Matt.
that you know more about this than I do.
So-
That's working out great for you.
So
Go ahead.
to be
Are you
honest,
done? Is
I
anybody
agree
here
with
going to
you.
explain why Christian nationalism is racist? Why
Can-
moral patriotism is
we're
racist?
not.
So
Why
what we're
patriotism is
what we're
racist?
saying,
So
what we're
let's-
saying is how it's being used right now, and the way in which the administration is pushing it is. I'm just
Go ahead,
being, I'm just
make
being
your point,
honest.
keep going.
It's very divisive because it's being used as if you don't believe in my Christian
It's
beliefs,
white
then
conservative.
white conservative
Christianity,
beliefs,
that's what it is.
then you're wrong.
And you think that's happening in the objective reality, not your subjective perception of that reality.
I think that is what I have.
That's what's
have
really
seen.
happening?
That's what I've
It's
been
going to
seeing.
happen. In
But
Texas,
I'm not saying that that's.
Can you accept that your
conservative
perception
state-
of racism might not be the same as racism?
And mind you, he brought up the word racism. No
I
one
did.
else
I
brought the
did.
word
We
racism, right?
said
Let's-
white.
And
We did. He
conservative
said white
Texas-
supremacy.
Okay.
And I did interchange
Let's
race.
come back
Those are
to-
called synonyms.
Let's come back to
Don't
what we're
That
matter
means
talking
they
Let's
mean
go,
the same
you
thing.
Hold on,
White
hold on.
supremacists
Hold up.
are racist.
Hold up.
White supremacy is racism.
Let's
But-
come
well,
back to
yeah.
the Texas ruling.
No,
Are
fuck
you
that.
in for it?
It's the
Are you for
250th
it?
birthday of America.
Are you
Y'all said
for it?
patriotism is racist.
Are you for
We're
it?
going to get to the bottom
Did
of
we
this
say
shit.
that?
Are you for
No
it?
one
We
ever
did not
said
say
that.
that. By
This
the
is
way,
You say it was
semantics.
based in white supremacy?
hold on. No,
Patriotism
I
is
did
based
not
in
say.
white
He's
supremacy?
I didn't say
Can
that.
I be patriotic without being white
Oh
supremacist?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, you
patriotic.
said
Can I be a
We
patriot
all-
without
we
being a
all
white
said that.
supremacist?
By the way,
Can I be a moral patriot
Wait a
without
minute.
being a white
Let me
See,
supremacist?
you notice we never said that.
Let me
He's saying
finish.
that.
Not
He's
once.
Yeah,
saying
you're
that.
coming in.
So I
with
can be a
something else.
Christian nationalist and not be a racist, is what you're saying.
No, because
Yeah,
it
don't try to
adds-
follow your own
it
thoughts
adds
too much.
something
Don't
to
use
it.
logic to get down
You didn't just
to the basic
you didn't just
reasons of
say
what
I'm
you
a-
believe.
Yeah, you're
It's a
adding
mental
stuff.
illness.
It is.
So,
That's the semantics game.
what do you think about Texas
About them
putting the
letting
Bible?
kids? Yeah, I
And
think
putting Ten Commandments.
reading the Bible should be required in all public schools.
Okay. Do you think that reading the Quran and the Torah? Well, the Torah,
Quran should be
the Torah,
outlawed.
the Torah is the
Oh,
is the
God.
first
The
books
scriptures.
of the
It should not be
scriptures.
outlawed.
Say that one more time.
The Torah is the first books of the Bible, the Old Testament.
What are we?
That's what the Torah.
I'm
is.
sorry, I thought you said the Quran.
I did.
He
I
did.
said the
It's the
Quran.
Quran
I said the
and
Torah,
the Torah.
but then I was reiterating like the Bible kind of handles that as is. But the thing that I have, so I'm Jewish, right?
Gross.
I believe. I believe.
I won't do it again. I'm sorry. I
You're
won't
fine.
do it again.
You're
I'm
fine.
sorry.
Stop making me laugh.
the Jesus of the Bible
Mhm.
and the Jesus of the Torah are different. They're the same, but they're different.
There is no Jesus in the Torah.
Well, he was considered a prophet,
Okay.
right? According to the Jewish community, the Jesus was a prophet, not the Messiah.
Yes.
Now there are Messianic Jews,
Mhm.
which I fell into and started believing in myself when I was living with
Messianic?
that pastor.
You're Messianic?
Messianic, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Good.
But my thing is your Jesus and my Jesus are not the same Jesus, right? It's
This Jesus look like Kenny G.
but the thing is and I know where your point is a lot of time. I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, keep telling me what
But-
I believe.
No, that's why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe that your belief is that Jesus' values and the Christian values that are taught are good values. They're moral values.
I think
right?
so.
So
Do you?
yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you?
actually.
Of course.
Do you?
But the thing is
It's a pretty common belief.
it is a good. It's
Almost
not,
like it's
not like
ingrained into the
it's not
fabric
like
of our
it's
society.
bad. It's not like it's bad. However,
Almost like it's a common
if
cultural
you
trait.
but if you look at Christians today, how many devout Christians do you know that follow the Bible to the T, that don't
None.
sin on a daily basis?
None.
Right? So I feel like there's lines that get blurred because there's a lot of Christians out there, a lot of Christians who will be complete assholes to your face, right? And then go to church and be like, forgive me for my sins. Right? Like I just think that any form of religion that's used to divide is problematic.
Yes.
And I think that's
there are no religions that don't divide. That's the definition
That's-
of a religion.
That's why it's problematic, in my opinion, to
Yeah.
bring.
So your problem is religion. It's not Christianity.
It's organized religion,
Mm,
100%.
What's the difference between religion and organized religion?
Organized religion divides people. Religion just lets people have their faith.
So if everybody can do whatever they want, whenever they want, based on whatever individual judgment that they assess for themselves at the time, are they or are they not worshiping themselves?
Well, I think that everybody that follows a religion like Christianity, being Muslim.
I'm not asking about any of them. I'm asking about the thing that you just said.
Say it
Because
one more.
what you're talking about is if there are no divisions in your religion. I asked what's the difference between religion and organized religion. You said religion does not divide. So if
Right.
there are no divisions with this, if there are no divisions with this religion, then everybody is doing whatever they want, whenever they want. They're obeying their own personal moral code.
That's America,
That is
baby.
their religion.
That's America,
Are they
baby.
or are they not worshiping themselves?
That's called America.
So
But go
here's a question for you, because no, you're I
That was a question I just asked you, man.
and I'm
Jesus
seeing
fucking Christ.
seeing what you're saying, and I agree to what you're saying. The religion.
So yes,
but
they're worshiping themselves. That's
yes.
an important thing for us all to recognize.
However,
don't gloss over that shit.
Well, no. However, something that is important to understand is that in today's world, Christians don't follow Christian.
What the fuck
Christian
is this
rules.
that you keep defining Christianity by the people who don't necessarily follow it? What the fuck's that got to do with the beliefs of Christianity?
Because when you're going based off of a group of people's
So,
beliefs,
so you're advocating for a
not even
religion
things
that
they
you
can
worship
actually follow.
yourself while judging the people over there who are doing their best to not fall short of the glory of God, while knowing that we're all sinners in a world of sin and that none of us can ever stop fucking up, but maybe we should try our best to follow the teachings of the most moral person who ever existed, even though we know we're going to fuck it up every day. Every single one of us is going to be a hypocrite every fucking day. But we should go out there and we should try our best to carry our cross daily and do the best that we can. That's what fucking being a Christian is.
Absolutely.
And you keep shitting on the Christian ideology by talking about how many people are falling short of the glory of God.
He's
At
not
least
Christian.
they're fucking trying.
He's not Christian.
I'm not
You're talking
Christian.
about worshiping yourself.
Well, okay.
Your fucking personal moral code determining what's right and wrong instead of following the teachings of Jesus.
So
I ain't following Jesus.
But
Look at all you ones over there
I'm not-
trying
I'm
to follow
not- I'm
Jesus
not
and
saying-
fucking
Why
it up.
was
saying
what,
that he's-
what is one of the core values of America? We're talking about America on 250.
Freedom. Let's say that one.
Being free
Yeah, okay.
and having the
Freedom of
right
religion.
to practice
Where do rights
your
come
religion.
from? Where do rights come
so
from?
no, wait a minute.
Where
no
do rights
matter
come from?
what your religion is. So if your religion is you love yourself and you praise yourself, that's
Where do your rights come
religion.
from?
And you are free to practice that because this is America.
Where do your rights come
Okay?
from?
And so with that thought, this is America. You can do that. That's why we were created.
Where do your rights come from?
This is why America was created. That was one of the
Why was America
the
created?
values, wasn't it?
It was rights,
No,
wasn't it?
Wait.
Was it rights?
No, you're trying to
Was
get into
America
something else.
established because of rights?
You can practice your religion, whatever your religion is.
Where do your rights come from?
Okay.
That's the free,
Where do your rights come from?
That's the
Constitution,
liberty.
right?
That's the freedom.
The Constitution.
That's what's great about America, baby.
Where do your rights come from?
And that's why we have people who
Am I
practice
answering
and read the Torah and the Quran and the
Bible.
Bible. Okay? Because these people we have Buddhists and I don't even know what they, like I'm not that educated on this stuff.
Same.
Where do your
So,
rights
like-
come from?
This is America.
Where do your rights come from?
The Constitution.
No.
No.
Try
Okay.
again.
We need to
What?
get into something else. But
Okay.
yeah.
Where do your rights come from? 250th anniversary
What
of
do you-
America. We can't talk about where
What do you-
individual rights come
Can
from.
you
What
tell
are your
me?
thoughts
These
on
are the opinionated, informed people of America.
We need to go
Well,
to
no,
the next
so everybody knows.
Okay.
We need to go to the next one.
250 years anniversary for America. Your rights they're called natural rights for a fucking reason.
by the way,
because if you are alone
I just
in
gave
nature, they're the rights you would have without a government existing. You
I
have the
just
right
gave
to
you-
life.
I just
You have a
gave
right to
you something.
liberty.
You
You
should
have a
have
right to
agreed
your
with me on
property.
that.
Those are your natural rights right
You
there.
should have agreed
The
with me
only purpose
a
of
second ago.
government is established just to recognize and protect those rights. It's the only fucking legitimate purpose for a government. It's the only reason that government has
And that's
a
what I was
basis
saying
to
earlier,
exist.
by the way.
Yeah, but if
Like,
we don't
recognize
pay,
and
if we don't pay
preserve
the
your
taxes,
rights,
if we
because
don't pay the
they're
taxes, our
natural.
land is gone. Our property's
You-
gone.
But
you-
people who look like
you
us have
only-
to fight
you
for
only
these
like-
You
rights that
can't
they
have a
had.
conversation about your rights because you don't fucking know what they are.
You don't like-
fucking
you
understand
don't
where
like
they come
these
from. You don't
things.
know the words that you're talking about. You
don't-
only know what you've been fucking brainwashed
No,
to believe.
You're trying
you don't know
you're
where
trying
it
to
comes from. You
get
don't know what
gotcha
the
moments.
facts are.
You're trying
That's
to
why
get
you don't want
gotcha
to fucking
moments.
talk about it. Just admit you don't know what
Well,
you're talking about.
I've been trying. I've
It's
been
not
trying
that
to go
big a
back.
deal.
I've been trying to talk with you about it, and you keep yelling at me.
Every 2 seconds.
No,
But
it's
we
because
need to
y'all
move
keep
on.
wanting to
We
pull
gotta
off
move
on
on.
this
What's the
fucking
next
point that
topic?
you don't
We're
understand where
running
your
out of
fucking
time.
rights
Okay.
come from.
I said, I'm
Keep
a-
this
I go to church.
nihilistic religion
I go
that's
to church.
destroying
I'm a
civilization.
Christian.
Keep judging all those Christians.
So I'm not trying to judge
And
anybody,
I
but what
agree
I
with
will
you
say is
on a lot of things in terms of when you talk about how what it means to be a Christian. what it means to be a Christian and how like a lot of people do fall short. I mean, I'm one of them. I'm a sinner.
No.
I'm
we
a sinner.
all fall short of the glory of God.
I'm a sinner.
We are made in His
And-
image, and we fall short of the glory of
Yeah,
God.
that's biblical.
You will
Absolutely.
fail every fucking
That's
day.
biblical.
Every day you try, you are going to fail.
The Bible says
You are to
born.
pick up your cross
The Bible
daily.
says that you are born in sin. You were born in sin.
This
So
world
we are
is
sinners.
sin.
So yeah,
Satan is the prince of this world.
So
This
Yes.
world is sin.
so
But
check
anyways,
this,
let's
right?
not make this a Christian
if
podcast.
we're
I'll go to church
talking
again.
about
Yeah.
believing in religion and all that, if I personally was just out in the wilderness by myself and I took some ayahuasca because I was doing a spirit trip and I spoke to Jesus, what would happen to me if I went around telling people that I spoke to Jesus?
Some people will believe you, and some people will say you were just hallucinating. You were on a hallucinogen.
Right. So the issue that I have is there's a lot of people and a lot of places that have said that they've spoken to God, that they know that they know His light, that everything like that. In today's world, you're crazy if you're hearing voices, right?
Yeah.
In biblical times, it was very different. But my issue is we're trying to base the Christianity in general, the teachings of the Bible. Like, it's important to understand the teachings of the Bible, but it's also important, in my opinion, to understand that the Bible was written by man, right? So we all have this collective understanding that Jesus's teachings and Christianity morally are great, but there's a lot of flaws when it comes to honoring the Bible, honoring God the right way, right? That's my issue with it. Is anybody doing it right?
Once again, like I said, humans are flawed.
Yeah.
People will anything for power. The scriptures was used as a means of control when the Romans started the first church. When
Almost like all institutions of power lead
they
to
brought
corruption.
slavery into, and they had a slave Bible. They took out all the New Testament and only left the Old Testament. It's sitting in Washington right now, if you don't believe me. So all these things are wills to control.
And that's my biggest issue with it, is that the Bible has been written and rewritten and rewritten and rewritten over and over.
Don't mistake translation for transmission. Do not mistake translation for transmission. The Dead Sea Scrolls proved the current version of the Bible has been consistent since the first couple hundred years after. It's the most well-preserved document in the history of the world. It is accurate to 2,000 years ago.
Actually, technically, no, it's not. Because you have the Gideon, you have the New Concordance, you have the King James Version, you have the Torah, right? So what I read is the Ethiopian Bible, which has 88 books, that the Vaticans took out some of the books because, once again, for control, right? So I read the Ethiopian Bible, which has 88 books, some of the ones they took
Where the
out
Ark of the Covenant
that you don't even
so
see.
you believe the Book of Enoch?
Yeah, all that's in there. So the Book of Enoch, everything's in the Book of Jubilee, Maccabees, all those books are in there, right?
Okay.
Which was 500 years after the original scroll. So the Ethiopians is the one who preserved the true text of everything that's in the book, right? So without the scriptures, without the Bible, it is the true text.
Well,
it's
a religious belief, so that's what you believe. But
I mean the text. In its true
true
form.
is the word. I'm tricking up.
They didn't translate
saying,
anything.
but I ain't gonna let you get away with
Keep
saying
going,
your
keep
religion
going.
is
No,
the
no,
true
no.
religion.
No,
going.
man.
No,
Shut
ahead.
up, man. You trying to twist up my words.
Kiss my ass.
Shut
You
up,
ain't no
man.
fucking look.
Shut up,
Christianity
man.
is the true religion. If you don't believe in
That's
the
not
New
what he
Testament
said.
Bible,
That's not
what he
you
said.
threw the word
I did
true
not
in
say-
there.
I
No,
said
he said
true
the true
text,
text.
meaning the true text. I ain't saying nothing about religion. I mean the the words, not translated.
True.
The true text.
True text.
I ain't saying nothing about religion.
What
And
does
then,
the word
dude, I'm
true
not
mean in that
Christian.
sentence?
No.
Man,
We're not doing that.
Stop, man.
Go ahead.
Get out of
Continue.
here.
Continue.
Going with the semantics, man, for real.
Yeah, who
So I mean,
wants
it's
to
keeping
bother
to the
defining
true
words and
form,
what they mean?
the
Let
true
him finish.
form of what was actually written from the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? Only 500 years from the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now you got the Concordant, you got the Gideon, you got the Niv, you got the King James, which all were loosely translated, and some words in Hebrew or Aramaic, I should say. Well, no, the original was in Hebrew. They can't even translate to English. So you have to put other words in.
Right.
Like it's not the Red Sea, it's the Sea of Reeds. It never said 3 wise men, it just said wide men.
Okay.
But in Christianity, it's still
Keep going, keep
no, I'm
going.
just giving you an example.
Keep going.
Give you an example, right? So that's why I was saying it's all been translated and translated and translated and translated.
Right.
Right. So now go ahead.
And that's my thing is like
the
translations and the rewording of things has been used as a device of control of the people. And
that's the truest thing you said since we sat down.
That's my biggest
Say that
concern.
again.
That's his biggest concern.
No.
Keep going.
I think we can all agree with that across every... Look, what he said was the words have been used to control people.
Yeah. And that's the thing is
that's something we can all agree with.
It's been used to control.
Yeah. No, you put that very succinctly. I like that.
And that's on.
That's
honestly,
good job.
I appreciate that, and that's honestly
true.
my biggest concern with using religion in public forums. It's a control tactic.
I agree with that. You know, all I'm saying is that with certain things that have been taught over the years, it's kind of like I'm okay. I'm not going to get mad because I know what other people are teaching in these schools nowadays. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like when I look at my nephews, some of them are even like, you know, under 10. Okay. That's what I'll say for the internet. But, you know, it's like, okay, to hear their conversations and what they're talking about in today's world is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Because I know when I was that age, I was not talking about those things.
Yeah.
And so, like, what they're learning and how they're interacting with each other about things in today's world, to me, I mean, as a Christian, again, I know I'm biased, but, you know, I don't see anything wrong with it. Now, if Mom Donnie, like you said, decided to, what is it? Is it the Quran?
The Quran.
He started, you know, doing that kind of thing. I'm not learned about the Quran. I'm not
say
sure
about the Quran. There's actual
what's in it.
There's actual specific text in there that goes about if they don't believe in the Quran, then they should be killed. Right.
Right.
That if you're not Muslim, that you should not be you should not talk to anybody that's not Muslim. Screw them, basically.
Okay, well,
which is not great.
How is that interpreted, and how do people actually, you know, use that? Do they actually believe that? Like, see, I don't know any of these things. So that's what I'm saying.
So in Middle Eastern areas, Sharia law and whatnot,
right.
It's like it is a thing, right? But in America, most American Muslims don't know,
right?
Or don't know that it's even in the Quran.
Yeah.
And when they find out, they're like, well, I don't believe that.
Somebody's taking those passages. I don't know, is it passages or verses?
It's just a passage.
They're taking those and twisting it.
Of.
And it's very similar to what Christian nationalism means to me. But
I mean,
but yeah. So, let me say this, because I think you said something earlier. I was, you know, unlike Matt, I let people finish.
I'm trying to be quiet, man. Look,
So-
I know I got high. I love you,
hard.
Hendrix. I know you're mad at me right
No,
now.
no.
But I love you.
I don't want to talk
quiet.
too much about like
Really?
Christian stuff, and I don't
man,
want to
no.
get into like the Christian debate because I don't know. I mean,
Edit
I believe in it, but I'm not. I don't believe in enforcing this kind of stuff on people.
Right.
To me,
When
it's
you say
about
Christianity.
Christianity.
Okay.
You know, to me, it's about you and your relationship with God.
Right.
That has nothing to do with me. I can, if you ask me, I'll tell you what I believe. But like, you know, that's between you and God at the end of the day. Because, you know, earlier you were talking about how this is written by men and stuff like that. And it's key to note that was under the inspiration of God.
Every book in the New Testament comes from somebody that knew Jesus or knew someone that knew Jesus.
Right.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, after Jesus came to earth and, you know, fulfilled the scriptures, as we say, the relationship between well, how can I put this without sounding crazy? But basically people stopped getting inspiration from God, as I understand it. That it probably sounds wrong, but that's
correct.
why people nowadays, if somebody tells you that they heard something from God, you're gonna look at them crazy because once the scriptures were fulfilled, as I understand it, that wasn't a thing anymore. Okay, and so it's different now how things are working, and that's just little things on religion. Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
But you may even have, we talk about Christianity.
I just wanted to make sure I said.
But you even got Jehovah's Witness. They don't read the Bible. They read a book called the New World, the New World Testament. Mm-hmm. So they don't read the Bible. Period. You know what I mean? What if you have
Mormons?
Yeah, exactly.
The Amish.
Yeah, the Book of Latter-day Saints and stuff like that.
There's so many different.
And by the way, that's what makes America great.
100%.
Being able to practice your religion.
I got a
freedom
feeling.
to
What's
do
better,
that.
diversity or unity?
I have a feeling that if
Five
Mamdani
kingdoms or
pushed
one?
the Quran, the Christians are going to be in uproar.
Oh, they will go
They're
crazy.
going to go, what?
But
This is America. This is a Christian
I'm going to be
nation.
honest, I don't really know I don't know that much about the Quran. I have never read the Quran ever. I have no clue what's in it.
A little bit.
I don't know what people are talking about
Not much.
in there. So
it's different, but at the same time, I believe every religion, well, not every religion, that's totally wrong, but I believe that the big three all worship the same God. Mm-hmm. I believe. It's just the means in which they do so is different.
Right.
Yeah. And it's important to point out that
there's atheists out there. There's people. There's
Wiccans.
There's Wiccans. There's people that pray to the flying spaghetti monster. That's actually a thing.
Wiccans.
Which should be their right. Let people do what they want to do.
But on what Matt
Where
was
does
saying,
morality come from?
Well, hold on, because I want to agree with you. The unity versus division, right? Unity is what we should be striving for.
But nobody is.
Nobody is. United we stand, divided we fall. We are falling because we are so divided.
Yeah.
What's the relationship between division and diversity?
Matt, you think everybody should be Christian? At least if you're American, you should be Christian.
Well, so this is I'm being very quiet because I'm about to piss y'all off when I tell y'all.
No. You think?
I think America is fucked. I think America has been fucked for about 100 years, maybe 250 years. I think we fucked this country up from the beginning, and we've never gotten it right. Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's right now. I think America has already fallen. I think America fell 100 years ago, and right now we are doing nothing but living in the consequences of the last 100 years. What we are experiencing right now is the disorder that follows the collapse of a civilization. It's what happens right before a really, really big reset. Because democracy has led us to the emotional factions propping up demagogues who promise everything that the people want, and then they tax them and they give them empathy becomes overwhelming for everything. It becomes about because a lot of this is good. You got to be careful to balance all this because remember I said that this is the greatest nation that ever exists, but we've also there are second and third order consequences of the success that we have done, which is we gave ourselves over to democracy.
I agree with you.
Well, now it's too far gone, especially with the smartphone age. There is no way to fix America. The optics will not allow for it. The first time somebody goes, look at we're trying to enforce immigration right now. And look what's happening. It's Nazis and fascism and children are dying and they're arresting nuns and they're going to hang people from the helicopters.
They're arresting
nuns.
All
they're doing is enforcing immigration. Joe Biden spent 4 years with the border wide open with sanctuary city policies so they could pull in these numbers because after 2020, democratic cities, people abandoned them. The American citizens abandoned them because of the overregulation, the taxes, all of the shutdown shit, everything. They felt that sting of government power and Americans abandoned these democratic strongholds. So they hit the jet fuel button on sanctuary city policies and started importing millions of people because it's all about the census. It's all about the census, guys. You have to count everybody every 10 years. And guess what it says about whether or not you have to count citizens? You have to count everybody, not just the citizens. You have to count everybody. So now Democrats get to prop up their declining power by importing migrants And they say, look, we have all these people. We need representation in Congress. Doesn't fucking matter that the representation is not based on citizens. It's based on migrants.
Mass deportation was necessary for us.
Oh, yeah. It hadn't gone near
So
far
let me ask you
enough.
this. What do you think about Trump bringing in South Africans, only white South Africans?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know enough about it. Is the answer to your question?
Weave.
I have an opinion, but I want to qualify that by saying I haven't looked deeply into the situation in South Africa. I do know that there is a political party in South Africa that is openly like genocidal towards white people. Now, I don't know how powerful that political party is. It might just be an isolated thing like they're saying Antifa here. You know what I'm saying? Like they get some black Hebrew Israelites on the corner and they're like, oh my God, black people are going to kill all the white people.
That's not what he is.
You said that. I didn't mean to. But, I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all seen the video. But that's what I'm saying. Is like, imagine if somebody overseas took a picture of those guys on the corner and then they went overseas and they said, look, the black people are trying to throw over America. And it's like, well, that's a small portion of the wider population, and maybe that's what that is in South Africa. Maybe it's not as big a deal as I haven't looked deeply into it. If that is true, the things they are saying that are going on over there, I don't have a problem with it. Because that's the kind of shit that happened in the 90s and 80s in Africa.
I love that. I love that. Stay there.
I don't know enough about it. I want to make
Stay there.
If that same thing is happening in Iran,
go ahead.
If
continue.
the same thing is happening in Iran, where Iranians are getting targeted by, say, the Taliban, right?
Yep.
Or ISIS.
Preach.
And then those.
Well,
and
that's
then
a
those,
nightmare.
Let him finish.
And then those immigrants need somewhere to go, and they choose America because America is the greatest country on the planet in our history, period, and is the greatest place on earth to live.
I don't.
And
can you simplify that question? It took a long time, and he kept going boom and damn.
You can interchange that with any country. You could say, what's going on
was the
in
question?
Venezuela. You could say what's going on in Mexico. You could say whatever.
But they won't let them come.
Because they're white South Africans.
Keep telling me what I fucking believe.
They're white South Africans.
Keep telling me what I fucking believe.
It's all good.
I made up my
because
mind
it's white South Africans.
Of the people I'm talking about.
Because it's white.
Everything I fucking said in there, not a fucking word about race.
Not
a fucking word about race.
Can I respond?
But that's what he said. Oh, now you've chosen to hear race.
They're with the whites.
So tell me that what I believe based on the fucking race that we're talking about. Keep telling me what I fucking believe.
Let me respond to Matt.
America.
You want to tell me what the fuck I believe too?
He doesn't. He wants to respond to you.
Tell me what I believe about what the fuck we're talking about.
We're bringing the fire. 250.
Fireworks. Fireworks.
I'm trying not to laugh. Let me be so serious. Let me respond because he said he honestly he didn't know. He didn't have.
I did. Yeah.
You did.
To his
I've
credit,
heard something.
So he heard some things.
Yeah.
So it's not discrediting him, but because he honestly said, "Look, man, I don't know. This is what I heard." So
have you heard those?
Yeah. I heard it and I've read it. And I've seen.
Okay, so you know. Okay.
So the president of South Africa, and he came over, and that's when Trump said, "Oh, you spoke so well," and he was saying that. Like you said, there was a white genocide. That's not true.
Did he call him articulate?
Yeah. That was part of it.
Trump said that?
Trump said that to the black guy. He was like, well, we speak English. He said, you sound better than some of the guys sitting on this. So anyway, but there's no proof about it.
He's so embarrassing.
There's no white genocide. There's no white genocide. Matter of fact, one of the guys who came over here, he said, yeah, man. They said, why'd you come? They interviewed him. He said, yeah, I left over there a mini mansion, a Range Rover, iPad, all this stuff here. They said, why you come over here? Oh, I just wanted to get a part of America because they give me all this stuff here for free. So you know what I mean. So now, why they only can come but nobody else can come?
I don't know.
Like he mentioned Rwanda and things like that.
If that's true, what you're saying is true.
Yeah,
that's a good question. I don't know if it's true.
Saying?
If that is true, then that is a great question.
But yeah, I'm not discrediting you because you honestly said look, I don't know.
You say that I'm a racist. Because
nobody said that, by the way.
No, fuck that.
You said
I didn't say that.
You said you don't know, and that's what you heard. That's
if
what
Iranians or them Venezuelans would come over here, you wouldn't support
Did I say that you was
racist?
Okay, I didn't say you was racist, though.
No.
He didn't. How would you feel if
yes,
that was
answer that question,
in
please.
Iran or
I don't want any immigration from any brown people.
He's
I had to get-
honest.
look. That's what you like, what?
He's being,
No,
he's
no,
being
no.
a smart ass.
No.
He's being
That's
a
what you
smart
wanted
ass.
was the racism.
No.
I want-
No, motherfucker.
Matt,
Look,
okay.
the atrocities of the 80s that happened in Africa. Y'all remember there was like a genocide in Rwanda? There was all
Rwanda.
this
Yeah,
that's what I was
starvation
talking
thing.
about.
Okay,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is when there is suffering on a massive fucking scale, that's one of those unique opportunities that America needs to be able to say to the world, we can fucking help.
Yes.
We're doing it
Asylum.
right now in Venezuela, by the way, because of these fucking earthquakes. How much fucking resources is America spending down there to help people right now?
Not as much.
That's
as the
what you don't
300
fucking know
billion
that
for
shit, do
blowing
you?
up their shit.
I
Nobody
actually
knows
don't.
any of the good
Actually
shit
don't.
All
that
I hear
America's
about
doing.
is all the
But
Actually
no,
don't.
that earth. I mean, y'all know about that. It was a bad earthquake.
No, it was.
I heard
it was
about
fucking
it.
thousands of
But
people.
I heard
but
about the
America
oil that
stepped
Trump
up
admitted
and
that
they
they're
said,
stealing.
everybody roll up on these
So-
motherfucking
so-
military
so-
planes and let's go help.
So to what he was saying, not saying you,
Yeah.
not saying you
I
said
was-
this.
I wasn't done, but go ahead. I talk a lot.
No, not saying that you said this because, like I said earlier, you said you didn't know and this is what you heard.
Yeah.
But to what he was saying that they're only allowing white immigrants coming in, but anybody
That's
black
a fact.
or brown, they're.
That's
pushing
not.
out. I'm not saying you
It's
said
not
that.
a fact.
It's a fact.
It is
It's not a
fact.
fact.
It
And
is a fact.
anybody with a smartphone that decides to
No,
use
it's
it
a
for
fact.
more
It
than
is a fact.
It's a fact.
moron
It's a
idiocy
fact.
can look it up
Look
and
it
see
up,
that
look
it's
it up.
not.
It's a
I'm
It's
gonna
fact
look
that
it up
you
right
don't
now.
want to
Yeah,
acknowledge.
Look it up.
because it's not fucking
It's a
true.
fact that you
It
don't
is,
want to
it is, it is
acknowledge.
a fact.
It's okay.
It's a fact. I read up on it and said it is.
Yeah,
a fact.
yeah.
It's a fact. It's a fact. But I
All
look,
right.
I'm not saying that you said that because, like
Okay.
you said earlier, I'm going
I'm sure there's no.
saying he said he
yeah.
didn't know and
If
he
it's
just
true,
heard some
then I'm sure
things.
there's no additional
Yeah,
details
yeah.
and no additional context necessary. We need to immediately say that that's why. It's because it's a racial issue.
Well,
I'm sure there's
because-
no other details that matter.
No, because the reason why this context matters is because
It's because your entire worldview is based
wait
on
a
an
minute.
oppression
Let me
narrative.
finish. No, because we see when it's other groups,
Okay.
Hispanics.
So you're looking for discrimination?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hispanics have not been allowed to come in this country,
Okay.
right?
Good.
Isn't that true?
I don't know. But it should
Okay.
be. Yeah.
You said it should be
It should be.
allowed.
No, we need
They
to
should
stop
be allowed.
all migration.
Okay.
You ask
He
my
wants.
opinion?
He wants.
No, no,
Oh, no. I want negative.
I'm
I don't want zero.
No, no.
I want negative.
No.
Do you want an all-white nation?
I'm not. No.
I'm asking. I'm not
No.
saying that what you said. I'm asking you.
Good question. You
Christian
almost had me.
nationalism.
You
You
almost
almost said
had
yes?
me. I was like, oh
You almost
man.
said yes?
Look,
Yeah,
I'm a racist, and Hendrix almost got me to admit it. No,
I'm not calling you a racist.
No,
I'm not
I'm
calling
fucking
you a
with you.
racist.
But
do you want to?
no, I do not want an all-white nation.
You want a
America
you want
is
a
not
70,
a racial nation.
You want a
It is,
70-30?
I want
white and
e
30%.
pluribus unum.
That's
Out of many, one.
that's Latin.
E pluribus unum. Okay? You can stretch it to the melting pot if you want.
You
But
want
here's
some-
the key about the melting pot. Everything in the pot must melt. We
See.
must mix together.
So you want 70-30?
I want 70-30 for what?
So you want us all to be
70
Christians?
30% other? That's what you want?
I don't know. Let me think about the ratio. How many black people in our society? You almost got me again, man. See this?
No,
You're almost. You
I'm
gotta hit me with
asking.
this racism.
I'm asking.
I don't.
I'm
give
not
a fuck.
calling you
I don't
racist.
give
I'm
a
not
fuck.
calling you
I
racist.
don't
I
care
tried-
about the racial
They want
ratio of
zero.
Americans. I don't care.
So I tried looking up.
They want zero.
Immigration right now.
I don't know
and
how many
my
black
phone's not
people
really,
do I want in my
It's not really
society?
giving me the answer, but it's basically saying that asylum seekers are being turned up. The U.S.
ended
Supreme Court
TPS
upheld
and-
policies that allow border officials to turn away asylum seekers who have not physically set foot on U.S. soil. So we're turning away asylum seekers. Temporary protected status. The Supreme Court cleared the path for the administration to end temporary protected status for hundreds of thousands of individuals, including Haitian and Syrian migrants. And
Yeah.
Drop them off in the ocean if you have to.
green cards. Most immigrants applying for permanent residency are now required to leave the U.S. to complete the application process at an overseas consulate.
Can do it on the moon.
And then birthright citizenship. The Supreme Court struck down the administration's attempt to end birthright citizenship, meaning children born in the U.S. generally remain citizens regardless of their parents' status. Now, that's something that I did
You
want to
did
say.
very
real
good
quick.
reading that,
Thank
Steve.
you.
I want you to
So
know.
so
It's very
let me
good.
ask you.
it's
Matt,
just
let me ask
what
you.
I
Let me
what I
ask you
found.
this. I want your opinion. I'm not saying you.
Well, you
said
know I'll
this.
give it to you.
Yeah. I'm not, listen, I'm not
Quickly,
saying
'cause I'm
I'm
gonna
not
ask a
saying that
question.
you said this.
Okay.
All right, and I'm not saying that you feel this way. I'm asking your opinion.
Yeah.
What's your opinion, Matt? Don't make me laugh. What's your opinion when people say? I've heard. You might have heard people say this. You might have heard people say when they said "Make America Great Again," they said, "No, you want to make America white again." What's your opinion?
I
on that?
would disagree with them.
You
I would
disagree?
say that's
Okay.
the exact kind of mentality that's gonna fuck it. That mentality it's as distant from American values as well. I don't want to say that because then I'll piss y'all off. But
No, you
it's
can-
it's not American. Let me just say it like that. It's not American. Racial superiority, racial purity, all of the Nazi Germany, blonde hair, blue eyes, American shit. That is not American. That's not what America is about. It's not what it's supposed to be about. It was founded along those lines for obvious reasons because that's who was in charge. That's the white people. But that's not what the values of the Constitution are about. That's not what the values of Christianity
So
are.
now, when you see a rise of people who feel that way, what do you say to that?
Matt says somebody got to do the labor.
And it ain't gonna be the whites.
Somebody got to
It
work.
ain't gonna be the whites. There's more of us than there is of y'all.
Matt
So
said,
now-
who's gonna be in
so-
charge of?
So the people who
We
do
got the
feel,
numbers.
because there is a crying remnant of people right now.
Crying remnant.
Yes.
Okay.
Crying remnant of people who do feel that way right now.
Feel that we should
And
make
by the
America
way-
white again? Is
By
that
the
what-
way,
Yeah.
you know, I remember when the MAGA folks were
do you know a lot of these people?
Wait a minute. I remember when the MAGA folks were the crying remnant, and now we see the rise of that.
What the fuck does that mean?
So, but-
crying remnant.
Well, you do have, remember that white town is for only white Christians. I think they're
So
somewhere
that-
off far.
Now, when you see
Yeah,
those
like sundown
things
towns?
rising up,
No, they building their own community.
Well,
No,
I don't
what do
agree
you do
that
in
it's
the
rising
community?
up.
what
but-
do you think
but
about
You haven't
that?
heard about that?
I don't agree that
Yeah,
it's
building their
rising
own
up,
community
but
for whites only.
are you asking me to condemn race? I don't understand the
No, I'm
question.
just asking what you
Crazy.
think about those.
What I think about people who want to make
Unfortunately
America
not
white again,
crazy 'cause
Yeah,
it's-
they are
that
not
happens.
reflecting American values. They are not reflecting American values. They are as anti-American values as the woke left is. They are outside of the context of what the Constitution was intended to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
All right.
one thing that I will say before we
Yeah.
wrap this up, birthright citizenship, I think, is something that's so important because if you really look at everything on a big scale, we're just fortunate and lucky enough to be born where we were born
Blessed
in America.
is the
Blessed. We're blessed to be Americans, right? We were born here. We were raised here. This is our home. And I think that trying to take away the birthright citizenship is a huge injustice because, like, anybody should be able to have a good life, right? We shouldn't be handing out a good life. It should just be something that is achievable.
No, man, you said the duty of the federal government is to take care of
I
people.
was
so
wrong.
Why not?
I
Let's
worded
make
it
everybody
wrong.
happy.
But
Why not?
no, I think that everybody should be given the opportunity to have a good life in America
Okay.
if they're born
Who
here.
the fuck gives people opportunity? Let's give everybody an opportunity.
Giving them citizenship.
Don't nobody owe you shit.
You think they
Don't
should-
nobody owe you
you
shit.
think they
Well,
should
nobody
take
owe
away
you
the
shit.
No, but if
That's what it means to be
but
an
if
American.
But if we allow citizenship, and we look at citizenship as, hey, now you're part of our group, and we're gonna thrive together, and we're gonna all ascend, right? That would be amazing. But instead we're talking about, oh well, you know, you don't have the same look as me, or you don't speak the same language as me, so get the fuck out. And that's problematic to me. I think that that's very unchristian. I think that's
Why the
very,
fuck do you give a shit if it's unchristian? You're not a Christian.
Let
Why
him
the fuck
finish.
would you care?
Let him
I'm
finish.
a Messianic Jew.
What the fuck? Why?
It's
So why won't you say
it's
essentially-
un-Jewish
still believe in
un-Jewish or
Jesus
whatever?
Christ.
It's essentially a Christian.
He still believes in
It's
Jesus.
Why the
just I
fuck
was
would
born
you
Jew.
evaluate the morality of the thing based on a moral code that you don't hold? Why
But
say it's unchristian?
Well, I do think that I think that I do have a moral code that aligns with
still holds up.
Christianity.
Yeah, he still holds
I think
up
that I
moral
do.
code.
Okay, almost like it's a cultural thing, and that everybody exists in America kind of has that ingrained into their
I think
morality.
it is cultural.
So,
Yeah.
Quickly,
But-
what do you think about birthright citizenship?
If they're born here, should they be allowed to stay?
Yeah.
I think so, because at the end of the day, everybody's foreign.
Yeah.
Everybody's foreigner. I mean, truth be told, my people was here before all y'all people. I'm part native, so my people was here.
Me too.
And they've been showed that blacks. You sure you ain't on the Dawes?
Hmm?
You know the $5 Indian on the Dawes? See, you don't know about the Dawes project.
spell the word you're saying.
The Dawes.
DAWES. Dolls.
Dawes. The Dawes. You never heard about the Dawes project?
I don't know what you're.
Anyway,
talking
that's
about.
okay, all right, but that's a whole other thing. But anyway, but yeah.
We'll get into it next
So
time.
okay, let's say if he's.
Would you ask me that if I wasn't a white guy?
Oh, look
I said I'm native.
Okay,
I said
go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying what I was saying is a lot of people here are foreigners.
Mhm.
You know, actually, no Europeans were here. They all were foreigners.
What,
You know what I mean?
we all
So I think
immigrated
Then they
through
conquered.
through Ellis
If
Island.
they-
let him finish.
if a person was born here on this soil, I think they have a right to be here.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
that's my opinion.
I disagree.
You don't think they
You
have
disagree?
a right to
What
be
do you think
here?
about it?
I think
'Cause
in
you know-
order to have a country, you have to have a common heritage.
So if they
And that heritage needs to be based on generational connection. And the idea that people can literally come here while they're pregnant and give birth to a child, and that child is now, it doesn't matter what culture they came from, anything like that. That is not the way to sustain a society where the world has such different cultures and none of them are melting into the melting pot. That's what's destroying the concept of American culture and American heritage. It's not white supremacy. It's the idea that nobody's melting in the melting pot every
What
while.
is
It
American
was
culture?
it was World War II.
There you go.
What is
It was-
American
There you go.
culture?
That's
was it-
American culture.
was it
You
world-
associate it with racism.
What is American culture?
Yeah, you associate
What
it
is
with
it?
racism.
I'm asking you. What is American culture?
You'd have to look up the definition of the word
No,
culture.
I'm asking you. I know what culture means. What is American culture?
The Constitution, liberty, freedom, baseball, apple pie, helping people out, charity,
apple pie.
That's American
equality,
culture?
social
It's
justice,
culture.
the idea, no,
you
self-governance, statesmanship, mistrust of power, community. I can go on and on. That's
Do you have others? Others
why
who
the
really
fuck do
been
you
there?
not know what American culture is?
I know what American culture is.
Yeah,
So-
so why the
so
fuck do I
I
have to
asked
define
you
it?
a question because
Yeah.
you said it's a melting pot for American
Exactly.
culture. I wanted to know what is American culture.
What is a culture? You know what a culture
I know what
is,
a culture
right?
is.
You know what
What
the definition of
is
a word
American
All
is?
right, so
culture?
back
And so that
back to
applies
Birthright.
to America.
Everybody has to have that
It's a subjective
same culture.
experience, correct?
But you may have a foreign
So
person
you trying
who
to
may
get me
have,
to define
you
it
may-
to put it on the
You
spot.
may have a
What was the
foreign
point of that?
person who like baseball, eat apple pie as you.
That's
as
because
you
it
so
means different
eloquently
things
put
to
it.
different people. What you're trying to
Okay,
do is to
then.
get me associate
Then why
America
you
with
said
some
that?
form of oppression or racism.
No, I didn't
'Cause
say
that's-
that.
I know you
I
didn't. I know you
asked
didn't.
you-
I know you
I
didn't
asked
say
you
it.
what
I didn't
was
need you to say
American
it.
culture.
I didn't need you to say it. I read your
What
motherfucking
was
mind.
American
I
culture.
read
Okay.
your motherfucking
I asked
mind.
you-
I can smell it on you.
All right, hold on.
Real
When
quick.
you
Real-
pipe
let
it,
me-
what
let
is
me-
American culture? I know
I
exactly
want to
what
know.
the fuck you're talking
I
about.
want
You ain't
to
gotta
know.
say.
I want to know what
Yeah.
was.
All right,
I got
let me-
a real quick one.
Cool.
I believe it was World War II. Where
You're probably wrong. You've been wrong this whole motherfucking
I know,
show.
right? So I believe it was World War II when when Japan came and bombed Pearl Harbor. After that happened, there was a bunch of Japanese
Gross!
Americans,
No, I'm kidding.
right? There were a bunch of Japanese Americans that were put into internment camps because they had ancestors from Japan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that wrong?
What the fuck does that word mean, man?
Was it wrong?
Using my judgment currently right now with the information that I have available?
Don't you know what the word wrong means?
Yeah, it always has a
I'm just
context.
playing it. I'm just
I hate
playing.
to break it to you, Mr.
No,
Simple-Minded.
no. I'm just
but
saying.
there's always a context
Hey,
for a moral
I'm
decision.
just saying. No, this
That's
is what
the way
you.
the reality
But
of
you
the
see,
world
you
works.
see how you
Outside
do.
of
I'm
simple-minded
just,
mental illness.
brother. I'm playing.
Cannot get through to these people.
Brother, I'm playing your game.
Exactly.
This is what you've been doing to
Was
us all
it wrong
podcasts.
using right now in this moment the morality, sitting at this table, not having to make that decision? Yes. At the time, I probably would have done the same fucking thing.
By the way, on Birthright Citizenship, I actually, again, I'm not learned on this kind of thing, and so with
Or
my
about anything else. from
so
what I can tell.
take my ignorant opinion on this.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can be pregnant and come over here
And have a baby.
and have a baby.
Yes, you can.
I think that's. I don't think that should
Right now,
happen.
they're stopping it.
I know.
Yeah. Right
Let
now,
me-
they're stopping.
Okay, but let me finish.
Yeah.
I don't think that should happen.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. I mean, I do think that, like you said, if you've been here for a while, and you have a baby, okay, that makes you an American. But I mean, like,
But we
in
need to
a
assess
very
it by
in a
what
very
can you
proper.
add to our society. Not
No,
everybody's got
I
a
don't
right
think
to
we
come
should-
here.
I don't think.
That's,
I disagree with
there
that.
is no
Work and
right to
pay
immigrate to
taxes.
America.
They're gonna work and pay taxes.
Right. I mean, I think if somebody who
I think they need to be made. That's fine.
That's
Work,
what
pay
they're gonna do.
taxes, be a member of a community. I'm okay with that.
That's- yeah,
that helps
that's
to
what
make
they're gonna
America better. Integrate that community
I-
within the American community.
again, as an
I
ignorant
don't think
person,
that's-
I think that they should definitely become a citizen of America.
So
Should English be our national language?
Should English be our national language? Yes.
I don't think we have
Why
a
wouldn't-
national
why
language
wouldn't it
right
be?
now.
Why wouldn't it?
We don't have a national language right now.
We don't.
What
What do you think?
I think that it'd be nice to have a national language. I think that'd
Why-
be nice to
why
have a
wouldn't
world
we
language
have
so I could stop having to learn
English?
Spanish because that shit doesn't sink in here at all.
Why shouldn't we
but-
have English as the national
Oh,
language?
I think that we should.
Okay.
I think we should too.
I think we absolutely should. I think, but it's just not what we. what we're
Which
dealing
side
with
do you
right
think
now.
is opposing it?
What?
English as the national language.
I don't even know if that's a conversation.
It is.
And I
Politics.
didn't know.
English
it was
as-
Who
that.
specifically said it?
Communication is an essential
Who,
part of
who
having a
specifically said that? What you
culture. The
just
Democratic
said?
National Committee published platform.
They said that.
English
Where?
should be
They
the national
oppose English as a national
Where?
language.
Cite your
check
source.
any of the platforms in the
No.
last 20
Cite a
years.
source.
Pull it up.
www.google.com.
Nailed it.
I want to ask Matt this question. I like fucking with Matt.
Is this going to be racist?
No,
again?
no.
See
No, it's not racist.
See if I can catch
No,
Matt
it's
at
not.
names
It's
of
not
racist.
racist. It's not racist. So if Jesus, Yeshua, Hamashiach, as we call him, but y'all say
Gross.
Jesus.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He's such
I'm
a
sorry.
whack job.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
this
sorry.
guy.
If me and him was an army together, we probably would hang out.
This is what it's like
Because
being in
he
the army.
probably would.
This is what it's like in the army. You
He
just
probably,
sit around
we
and
probably,
get
we probably would
pissed at
hang
each
out because we'd be
Yeah.
in the field,
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah.
pulling guard and shit, cracking racing jokes
Hey,
or
man.
something.
It ain't boring.
So, hey, but anyway, like I was saying, okay. So if Jesus came, right, because we know he's foreign, he tried to come to America, you think he should be deported?
So I think Jesus should be
deported?
deported. This is so. I don't know. Let me think about this.
Jesus came, should he be
No,
deported?
I don't think so. I don't think
You don't
so.
think he should?
No.
Because you know he's
That's
not
a great
white,
question,
right?
though.
You know
Makes
he's
you
not
think
white.
about life.
You know he's not the picture that's on your wall, right? You know he doesn't look
Yeah.
not like the picture on your wall, right?
Do you know what?
Do you have
Did
a
you know?
picture
Do you
on
know
your
what
wall?
Jesus looked like?
Yeah, hair of wool.
You know what Jesus
Hair of
looked
wool,
like?
skin of brass.
Dude,
yeah.
you need to be his agent right now.
Yeah, I know
He
what he
knows
looks like.
what Jesus looked like.
Yeah, I knew, and I don't know the.
But
like,
don't ask
I
him
know,
how.
I know what he
No.
looks
can't
like.
explain
Wait a
it.
minute.
No, I know
Wait
what
a
he
minute.
looks like.
Okay.
I love what you just said,
Yeah.
and I love
But
that
see,
point.
he still has to think about
Let
it.
me wrap
They would deport Jesus.
let me
Wow.
wrap this
That's-
into one
Their
one beautiful,
savior, they would
I'm
deport
gonna,
him.
I'm gonna wrap this in one beautiful bow.
No, I said I wouldn't deport him.
The
Oh, you said- oh, okay.
No,
the
I'm
Japanese
sorry.
the
I don't think I'd
Japanese
deport Jesus.
the
He'd be
Japanese
like-
Americans that got put in internment camps. There was a platoon a regiment of Japanese Americans that, even though their country, their home country, was attacking us, they were like, we're fighting for America. We love America. We want America to be great. So the Japanese, even though their families were in internment camps, they were fighting for our country. Immigrants
Copy
are
that.
not a bad thing, in my
No,
opinion.
you
They're
need
not.
immigrants.
Well, yes.
Your economy will
anymore.
cripple.
No, no,
Not
no.
right now.
Yeah. you trust
Trump's
me.
grandfather
We don't
was
need
an
any more
immigrant.
immigrants right
You need
now.
immigrants.
His dad was an immigrant. He's
Just
married
the
to
white
an
ones.
We've
immigrant.
got all the
You just
immigrants
need the
we
white
need.
ones, right?
It's
Just
like-
the South Africans.
Yeah, that's all they
As
want.
long as they're not
That's all they
brown.
want.
I don't care
As long
what
as
they're
they're
brown.
That's all
I
they want.
respect
they're
that.
not brown.
All right,
As long as they're white
last
South
thing,
Africans.
speaking
I
of
respect
Trump.
that. I respect that.
The celebration. We didn't talk about that, did we?
No, we didn't. 45.
Oh, the nobody
Tell
else
me-
show?
There's 45,000 people
I don't
that
give a
showed
fuck
up.
about the
Were you
race
there?
of immigrants.
Wait a
I don't
minute.
give a fuck about the race of anyone.
Wait a minute.
Okay?
Were you at
I'm
did you
playing
go
the
to
fucking
Trump?
game because that's how they see the fucking world.
did you go
and
to
that's
the
how
Trump-
everybody around
What do
them
you
must
mean
see
they?
the
What
world.
do you
Hey,
mean
did
you?
you-
Yeah,
So
what
let's
do you
just
mean by
lean
they?
into
What do
it
you
and say
mean
we
they?
hate
What do
the
you mean
brown
by
people.
they? And what does the word they actually mean?
You too.
But not him? He's like, no, you look more like me. Yeah, right.
I feel so left
Go
out.
ahead. What you
All right,
you said-
quickly,
No, did
quickly.
you said
We got 3 minutes here.
You said
Okay,
the
focus
Trump
up.
celebration?
Yes. What do you think about the Trump celebration and the
I just saw there
250th?
wasn't
There's
hardly
not that many
nobody-
people
Were you there?
there.
I didn't know
Yeah.
hardly was that many people there.
To
Did
the-
you go?
Less than- There was
No,
1,000
I didn't
people.
go.
There was
I must have
1,000
dropped my
people
invite.
that showed up the entire day on the first day, but
Yeah.
Trump said that there was
Of course he
45,000.
said it.
And then he posted a picture, and clearly AI picture
Oh, of course.
of the lawn filled to the max. And yeah, it's
That's
just,
pretty humorous to you?
You sure you
I
weren't
think
there?
it's just like why lie? Like why
sure you
why
weren't there?
blatantly lie?
Try to imagine. All three of you try to take a step back in your mind and view your subjective perspective of this event
Mhm.
from an objective, abstract perspective.
I wish that everybody showed up for this event. I wish that we were all, as Americans, happy and excited as hell about the 250th.
So why in your mind did you make your first take about Trump? Why? Why would your first take about this event be about Trump?
So my first take, before I even knew about the numbers even came out or anything like that, my take was, I really hope that this goes well because America is the greatest country on the planet, and it's a 250th anniversary, and we should be excited as hell about it, and nobody is.
Is Trump's America your America?
No. Let's stay on topic here, though.
Let's
stay on
Where
topic.
do babies come from?
So, what do you think what do you think about the celebration?
Oh yeah. Let Matt.
What do I think about the celebration?
Yeah, and the fact that not that many
showed
people
up.
showed up.
I think it's sad.
They should have showed up.
I think it's sad. Well, it's the 250th anniversary of America. And if Donald
celebrated.
Trump put it on, if Michael Bloomberg put it on, if Michael Jackson put it on, it's a fucking celebration on the National Mall of America of America's 250th birthday. And if nobody fucking showed up, to me, that's a bigger problem than anything to do with Trump.
It's a damn shame.
I think it says a lot that people are perceiving this event through the lens of Trump put on an event and nobody showed up. And they're laughing about, he lied about how many people showed up. That's the take that people are giving about this event.
I hate to be one of these people.
But the reason why there's nobody showing up and the reason why nobody cares is because of the way that
Trump's America.
Trump is
Because of
America.
TDS.
Trump's America.
Yeah.
Well, also the
TDS.
things that Trump has actually done.
Yeah.
And so
Because
the
of
only
TDS, they can't see
At
the
this-
world
You
beyond
would
Trump.
if you wasn't you would have went.
At this point,
DC?
the-
If you was there, you
67-year-old
would've went?
a
Yeah.
67-year-old Olympian got arrested
I
for
can't
putting
say
his
yeah,
hand
no.
in the
What if it was
pool.
free?
Like,
Was it free?
I don't know. I'm asking. If it was free, you
it's
wouldn't
not,
go if
it's
it was
not
free.
free to fly there,
Okay.
but it's free to
hold
go
on,
there.
hold on.
I probably would have went to see.
If
who
you
showed
were
up.
in DC
Yeah, I probably
and it's
would've went
free,
to see
why
who-
wouldn't you go?
I probably would have went to see who's there.
Exactly. Just to go check it out and say you were there.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, let him finish. You had a great point.
What was I saying?
Some of the things that
You were babbling on about something.
things that Trump is doing, like
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
poll. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like, you know,
The pool.
well, hear me out.
Hold on.
A 67-year-old Olympian
Yes.
was arrested for sticking his hand in the reflecting pool.
Should have fucking known better.
Like honestly, why would anybody want to be in that area when they know that there's a potential for them to get arrested for breathing?
And I think that's a waste of taxpayers' dollars to arrest people for.
I'm sure that's what's happening.
Stuff like
There's
that.
no
And
additional details. or
And it's
context.
crazy
Yeah.
that we can let these people get off and give them reparations that
January 6th.
stormed the Capitol.
Were you there?
On January 6th?
insurrection.
Fuck yeah, man. I was there. I
The
was rocking in the
insurrection.
Capitol.
Okay, we can let those people off, but we're gonna
You know how many
arrest
people were there?
an Olympian.
You know how many people
A
were there?
lot.
They're gonna
You know
arrest
how many
an
people were
Olympian.
there?
But
The classified number has been released.
But let's
It's
stay
good
with
news.
this.
Are you talking
Let's stay
about
with this.
on
I'm gonna make a
Oh
point.
yeah, let's not get specific.
I'm gonna make a point.
Let's not get
Are you
specific.
talking
I,
about January
I'm gonna make a
6th or the
point.
mall?
Let me
You
finish
might
my point.
be proven wrong. We start getting into those facts and specifics. We don't want any of that shit,
Bro, I've proven you wrong multiple times.
You've
we
babbled. You haven't proven
started this
shit.
thing
You've just
off
been
with proving you
incapable of
wrong.
understanding why you're
I
wrong.
just fucking
okay.
at the beginning
Why,
of
it's
this
a
motherfucking
Leftism
show,
is a mental illness.
I took him down, but it's okay.
Give
Here we go.
me the stunner.
Here we go. I think that the celebration that's happening in DC right now shows that the MAGA cold is over. Pack it up. Take that shit back wherever the fuck it came from.
Get on out of here.
Get that shit out of here. MAGA is done.
You
And
done,
I think
Matt?
that's what shows right
He's
here.
not MAGA. He's not
None
MAGA.
of these people, okay? None of these people. I done forgot what I was gonna say.
You were babbling on about something.
Because y'all keep talking. But you know,
And then when we let you talk, that's why we
these-
don't let you talk.
these people,
Bro,
these
you can't
people-
fucking finish your goddamn thought. Why the
because
fuck
you
should I
keep
let
talking.
you talk?
You keep talking. And I think that it's
Your
a
number
great
one
moment.
fucking presidential candidate right now for 2028 is Kamala motherfucking Harris.
not.
Kamala motherfucking
No,
Harris.
she's not.
I would
And
never.
AOC and
I would
fucking
never.
Mom Donnie ain't even born in America.
I
by
would
the way.
never.
The dude can't be
And
president.
you guys
So
better
get
be
this shit
happy
out of your
Mom
motherfucking-
Donnie wasn't born here because he
Yeah.
would be number one.
You can believe whatever you want.
Because what he's doing right now, I know you guys are scared of it. I know you guys are whining to yourselves, oh my God, they got the socialism. Oh my goodness. The Sharia law. All this other stuff you guys want to talk about because y'all are scared. Because you see,
talking about it, but
for the first time, people are standing up and they're realizing that these motherfuckers, these Democrats and Republicans, not just Republicans, Democrats and Republicans.
So the answer is
how
socialism.
long,
We need
how
communism
long,
in the streets.
how long they
Let the
have
workers
been
of the
out
world
here,
unite, man.
how long
Around
they
the
have
identity
been
group
here,
Marxism.
messing
It'll
up
work
America,
this time, guys. It won't
messing
turn
up
into a
America.
massacre and a tyranny.
What they've been doing,
It'll work this guy.
messing
Guys,
up America.
I promise.
For the
Just
first
be
time,
communists.
for the
It'll
first
work.
time in history,
It
people
won't
are starting
fail like
to
it
stand
always
up in
does.
America.
And
We
the
are
youthful
standing
idiots
up
will be put up against a wall and
in
shot.
America against this stuff that we've been doing for years, and it's never worked for anybody. We got people out here on the street.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of
This
things
isn't
happening.
the freest, most equal society.
We
that's
got
ever
all these
existed.
things happening.
It's just not working out for us, guys.
And these
We've only
people-
had legal
these
protections
people,
that
what
prevent
they've done for
discrimination for 60
years.
years.
And so for
And
the first
so
time
much
in New York,
glorification of victimhood
people
that
are
it turned
starting
into
to
a culture.
stand up,
Yeah,
and they're
things are
about
going
to
so
say enough.
horribly.
Enough is enough. You will no longer be able to do this in America. You will no longer be able to come out here with this MAGA shit, take that fucking passive racism bullshit back to wherever
Passive
the fuck it
racism.
came from.
That's my new favorite kind of racism.
Take that shit back
passive
to wherever the
racism.
fuck it came from.
I'm not a
I don't wanna
racist,
see
Hendrix.
that
I'm a
shit
passive
no more.
racist.
Fuck that
There
shit.
you
This
go.
is America.
Respect
This is
that.
America 250.
Passive
And with that,
racism.
my friends, once
That's
again,
a wrap.
this is the Black Summit. I'm Brooks.
I'm Hendrix.
Steve.
I'm Matt motherfucking Hasty.
And we out.
Peace.
Peace.